And I believe we are live. We are officially live.
We're live. We're live. It says it.
I can see it.
And I can see it.
Gone. So
we are live. We are officially
live.
Oh
shit!
We're live.
Nope.
We're live.
We are live.
I can see it.
I can see it.
Mute
What's
it.
happening?
Mute it. So that I had the YouTube sound on because I'm trying to make sure to take the live comments. So that's okay. We fixed it. We fixed it quick. It was a quick fix. Hot fix. Hot fix. So Jamie, good to see you in here, man. Good to see you in here. But guys, Craig and I are live. We're here to just take your questions because Craig and I just wanted to have a chat.
Have fun.
Sports chat.
Catch up.
Yeah, basically.
Catch up.
I'm obviously not even wearing a sports jersey today. I'm wearing my Adam Cole, baby, shirt.
I'm wearing the rose for us, England, for tomorrow.
So does England play again tomorrow, the national team?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think off the top of my head, I think it's Japan.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
All I know is that you guys kicked our ass yesterday. So
yeah,
it was pretty bad. But in all fairness, we're right now we're on an interim manager. We're nowhere near, like, we didn't have anywhere near our full starting 11. Like,
your guy looks great though.
Pulisic, yeah,
he looks great, man.
I told you, Pulisic the homie.
He'll look good in a number 7 for Manchester United.
Michael said nice hair, just so you know.
Me?
Yeah, you. Because, dude, do you see anything? Yeah, me, nice hair. They're talking about this.
Hey,
I get it.
It's just out the bath. Out the bath hair. No hat.
Okay, well, actually, I got a good question here right off the bat, and I don't even.
Let's do it.
I know you're an NFL fan, so we got the question of what's the difference between a safety and a cornerback in American football. So, difference.
Far away.
Yeah, I got that. So the difference between a safety and a cornerback, cornerbacks are typically going to be playing directly on wide receivers. And they're, depending on the system they're going to be playing in, they're going to be playing a zone system where they're just going to be kind of covering an area, or they're going to be playing man-to-man. And they'll be either pressing up high or sitting back a little bit further so that way they could try and catch up with a faster receiver. Or if it's a smaller receiver, they might be trying to play bump and run if they're bigger than their guy, and try and make sure that they don't even get off the line to run their route. So then a safety is going to be playing further back in the field. Typically, they're going to be playing more of a zone, or they're going to be helping out the receiver on deep routes. But there's also times where safeties are going to be playing more in the box, trying to take out running backs, tight ends, stuff like that. And they're going to be doing more to cover ground that isn't going to be covered by the standard, like, linebackers. They're going to be trying to cover more fast people just to try and help out. That's a good question right off the bat. So
I learned something there.
Yeah, there you go. We all learned. We learned together. So guys, we're running right along. So does anybody in America know who Deontay Wilder is? He ducked AJ despite what he says. So Deontay Wilder, I don't know the name. I mean, do you know who that is, Craig?
Deontay Wilder, yeah, he's a very, very loud heavyweight boxer.
Okay. I think I might have seen the name before.
And he's going to be fighting Tyson Fury, I think, 14th of December. And then one of them goes on to, I think, would go and face AJ. The heavyweight champion over here. The heavyweight.
We've already got some controversy. So somebody said Deontay Wilder ducked AJ, but then Michael's saying AJ ducked Deontay. Woo!
I don't think AJ ducks anyone.
I'm not the biggest boxing fan, so
why does he need to duck anyone? He's the world champion. He's got no one to duck. He's got no one to dodge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you look at him, if you Google him, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He is a big.
I know if you're talking about Tyson Fury, I know Tyson Fury is a big dude.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to win against Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. Be a good one. I'm going to get it. I'm going to watch it because
So
it's a fight that I would like to see.
I'm actually curious because I mean, like for us in the States, I think that
Yeah.
we're at the point that UFC is bigger than boxing. Is UFC big over in the UK?
Um, it is, but it's the same kind of thing. Like for you, you have to get up really early to watch it, don't you? Like,
Gotcha.
like we have to get up at like 4 a.m. to watch McGregor, you know, or Diaz or anyone. I'm not really a big UFC fan. Like, I watch McGregor because I just like what he brings to the UFC. You know,
I
that's
like
it.
I like talkers, man. I like guys that can talk.
Yeah, and he, you know, he can talk. You know, he can
And
really
walk.
talk. Yeah, and you know, he puts his money where his mouth is,
Yeah.
doesn't he? You know, and all right, he lost his last fight, but
Well, but let's be fair. I mean,
and he
Khabib
was so humble.
Nurmagomedov is just another
Yeah.
animal. Like he's a
Mm,
world class wrestler. Like
yeah, I'll give you that.
it's hard to beat a world class wrestler when you're more known for your
Yeah,
striking.
but like he's a wrestler and he's a grappler, isn't he? You know, but what's his name? McGregor isn't. You know, McGregor is just a puncher, you know, and a brawler.
Yeah.
And he took it to him, and he mucked up his game plan, didn't he? And that's all it was at the end of the day. But I like it because McGregor was humble and he said, you know, fair play, you beat me fair and square.
Yeah.
And I like that. He is a shows great sportsmanship, and that's what it's about at the end of the day. You lost. I hold my hand up. We'll come back stronger next time.
Yeah. So we got another good question right here. So
Let's go.
you're a Jets fan, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm a Vikings fan.
Vikings fan. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what it is. So I got the question: who was better, Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed? Now
That's for you.
that's a little bit old school because both those guys are retired at this point and have been for a few years. But I would say in their prime, there is no one better than prime Ed Reed. Ed Reed was a hard hitter. I mean, they both were. Here's the thing: they actually played a very similar game style. No, they both hit hard. They both made interceptions. They both would come up and play in the box if they needed to. Like, but I would just personally take Ed Reed. I think Ed Reed did a little bit more in his career, and he also played on a better overall defense in the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are just like they were known for their defense at that point. So I personally would take Ed Reed in his prime, but I mean, it's hard to say that Troy Polamalu isn't one of the greatest safeties to ever play the game. Him and that long flowing.
You make me really want to get into NFL now. Like really,
Dude, we're gonna do a watch along next week. You got to join in
yeah.
because
will.
I got to know what game is going to be live for you guys on a Sunday. So, and I can make it work. So,
Yeah.
so you got a compliment here from Mark Curtis. Said you sound like Beckham.
We are from East London.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, he's from Peckham.
So I mean, people like that don't know about the NFL. I mean, they've got people they're like, I don't know anything about the NFL. But so I mean, let's go ahead and we'll talk about So I mean, you said you're a Vikings fan.
Yeah, I'm only a Vikings fan because I went to go and watch them at Wembley. No, at Twickenham against the Browns last year.
Okay. Well, if I remember correctly, that was a pretty big blowout of a game, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know like Browns went ahead early doors, and then Vikings just come along and took it. I think it was like, was it 40 something? Can't remember off the top of my head, and the kit, the shirt, the jersey caught my eye as well. The purple. Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
Yeah, that caught me. And I went into the shop and all that. I was like, yeah, this is a kit. And, if a kit catches my eye, then I'll get it. And that becomes my team. Like, I used to watch baseball as well.
Okay.
So
So I grew up playing baseball.
yeah, I like Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears. Oh, you mean Cubs?
Cubs. Chicago Cubs. Yeah, and that just caught my eye. That shirt caught my eye, you know. And but I got rid of BT, so I can't watch it no more.
So sorry guys, I'm getting a phone call right now. So I'm right now jobless, and so it's like I'm wary about like ignoring a call. But if they leave a voicemail, I know if I've got to call back. Yeah. So and just so you guys know, and it's something that I haven't even told Craig yet. So I just kind of applied for what would kind of be a dream job in a sense for me. Now it wouldn't be anything in sports, but it's inside of the field that I do, and I'm an electrician by trade. In case any of you didn't know, and so what this position would be is it would be going and starting up data centers, and I would be doing a lot of traveling. It'd be like 60 to 70% traveling, and then working from home for the rest of it. And it's be traveling all over the world. But what it would do is it would allow me to continue to do the YouTube thing as often as I wanted to, because I would be working from home. And at the end of the day, you guys don't need this in order to have the content of the channel. I can do a live video from my laptop at any point in time, which is what I'm doing.
You could do it in a hotel room, wherever.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Fair play, man.
But so it would pay really, really well. It'd pay over $100K a year. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, that it's something that it would be an absolute dream for me. So if you guys could say your prayers for me, that'd be amazing. But yeah, real quick for Michael Hubbard, by the way, he said he lives about half hour away from Twickenham. So
my man.
Yeah, but I'll do it for you, Michael. You ready? Adam Cole, baby! I got you, boo. But so we did get another question here. So
talk to me.
One bullet. Okay, that's kind of a weird question, but you have one bullet left. Who would you rather shoot, Jose or Joel Glazer? The future of Manchester United is in your hands.
Can we line them up together and do him right between the head and point blank it?
It sounds like the Office scenario where he's like, what I would do is I would line him up, bullet through the throat.
They're equally as bad, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair though. The guy with the money, I would probably keep around, because at the end of the day, if he died, he would probably just pass it on to whoever and allow them to continue making the money. So
Jose's getting a bullet.
Jose's getting the bullet. Now, here's the thing. Because it's kind of a more violent question, I would shoot him in the leg. I wouldn't kill him. I'm not going to kill somebody on this channel.
Yeah, just shoot him in the leg. Just shoot him in the leg so he can limp off to the next team.
Kneecap him. I'd kneecap him. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Use an RPG and have them. Use an RPG and have them together. Yeah. So that's I got some compliments for the Adam Cole thing too. That was pretty good. Yeah. So, but I mean, I know that you're kind of an old school wrestling fan. Maybe we can talk about a little bit of old school wrestling. I think Let's do it. Wrestling. So, I mean, guys, how many old school wrestling fans do we have in here? We're talking about like WWE Attitude.
WWF.
Yeah. Go back WWF, like WWF, WCW days.
With Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Oh my God, Hunter Hearst! Now you're taking me way back.
Yeah, when it used to wear full trousers.
Yeah, the full
pants. Yeah. And the red ones as well. And the red ones as well. He used to wear red pants when he first come on. Red long trousers back in the day.
Yeah, Dan Joseph's by God days.
Yeah. Oh my God, we got a slobber knocker.
The Bushwhackers. Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so old school.
Jake the Snake.
Dude, honestly, when I think about old school wrestling, like it does take me back to like the HBK rocker days, Like,
Yeah.
I remember, so my dad grew up and he had me watch like old school WCW. Like, we're talking like when it was Hulk Hogan, like first coming into WCW. That's what I
Yeah.
first started watching. But then Hulk Hogan turned heel. And that
Yeah.
was like the craziest thing.
The NWO.
Yeah, the NWO. The NWO, like, honestly,
New
and
World
Michael Hubbard,
Order.
like,
Yeah.
you know, the
Kevin Nash.
NWO, this, right there. Like, so
Kevin Nash. Yeah.
I think, and Michael Hubbard said, I love WCW. Honestly, WCW was my
Do
shit.
you know what? I remember it just brings back memories because when I was little, I used to watch Cartoon Network. And then come 9 o'clock, it used to change over. And then it used to be WCW. And I used to, when it finished, yeah. And when it used to finish, I'm like, Dad, it's finished now. Like, yeah. And I remember, like, we couldn't used to watch, didn't have Sky. So my uncle would record WWF for me and then bring it up to me. Yeah, like, and bring it to me. And I'll never forget it. WWF, like, Ultimate Warrior. Who else? Hulk Hogan, British Bulldog, Jake the Snake,
Bret Hart,
Jim
Neidhart.
Yeah.
The Hart Foundation.
Yeah, and then you had who else? The Bushwhackers. Who was the other one? The Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Oh man, Legion of Doom. Yeah. The Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Dude, Road Warriors, dude. So, and Nicholas Meyer said Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music is my earliest wrestling memory. Dude, there is nothing better than peak Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music. Just like, that's the original RKO out of nowhere.
That is the best.
Like,
those days were the best. And I think that we spoke about it before. You have the network, don't you?
So yeah, I do have the WWE.
And that would be the only reason why I get the network. Because of the old WWF.
Well, and that's the cool thing is, like, you can literally watch all of it. You could go back, you could watch all the way back to everything in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they've gone as far now as, like, I think the inside of the WWE network, they even have stuff from like the NWA days, like where it's like peak Ric Flair days.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of crazy. So I mean, something a lot of you guys might not know. So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona area. The Royal Rumble's gonna be here, and I'm debating. Like I right now don't have the money to go, but
how much is it?
If comes through, I'll freaking go, and I'll do everything I can to bring you guys everything I can from there. That'd be
how much? How much is a ticket for like the Royal Rumble?
Let me look. I'll actually look while we're live. So I mean. So actually, real quick, Craig, I'll ask you the question so I can look and people can see you on camera.
Yeah.
Who is your all-time favorite wrestler and why?
My all-time. See, everyone would probably be like, "Oh, he's the same as everyone," but mine is The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. For me, from back in his early days with his fraud with Triple H, you know, these Iron Man matches, it's just the electricity that he brought to. He just come on like that cameo he did with John Cena in WrestleMania against the Wyatt family. You know, the electric that happened in that stadium. It was The Rock for me, like The Rock.
I'm personally which by the way, real quick, so the cheapest tickets are $36.50 for like we're talking upper level, upper row, like 36
binoculars.
Like, so I would actually go to NXT, which that's the reason why I'm wearing my Adam Cole shirt, because NXT right now is like, and I know we talked about it off air last week, but like NXT is like the best product going right now in wrestling. There's nothing better. Like
last time I watched that, Triple H was quite a bit on it.
Yeah, so he's still super involved. But he's definitely not like.
Well, he's injured now, isn't he?
Well, yes. Did anybody see that picture on
Twitter
of it, like the torn back, like bruise all right here?
I've actually seen one of that, the torn pec in person, like by someone else, and it's horrendous. The bruising is horrendous. Like You could tear it and it would bruise, but if you rip it, it's an operation. And I think he had a rip. So I think he had an operation, didn't he?
He did. He actually literally, I think, just had it. Which by the way, Matthew McFadden, he said set up a crowdfunder for Get Andrew to WrestleMania. That'd be amazing.
Let's do it.
Like, I doubt that people will chip into that because that seems kind of selfish. But I mean, yeah, why not? Maybe I'll think about it. But so my personal all-time favorite wrestler, and there's literally no one better than peak Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly. Like, I mean, boots to asses. Yeah. Like, and honestly, there's no move that made you get more hype than a Stone Cold Stunner.
But who sold it the best? I think The Rock sold the Stone Cold.
The Rock sold it the best. Like the way that he and exactly everybody knows the classic glass smash of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Matthew just said it. Like the instant you heard that, like here's the thing: you knew when you heard that glass smash, you were gonna get boots to asses. The crowd was gonna pop like crazy.
You could be in a pub or a bar, you hear a glass smash on the floor, and you'd instantly go, dun 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 dun.
Yeah, like, honestly, yeah, Austin 316, baby, like,
yeah,
and that's the crazy part. You think about Steve Austin's career, like he was a nothing until the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Like, and it was him that basically created the Attitude Era with that King of the Ring promo where he's talking about like Jake the Snake with his John 316 and
he's
Austin 316.
His first belt that he won was it the $1 million belt, wasn't it?
Yes, he was a part of the stable with the $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I can go back a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing is that like we get the chance to like go back and see these things, and it's not just because of the WWE Network, it's because of the WWE video game.
Yeah.
Like the WWE video game allowed you to play the Stone Cold story and see how his career progressed.
What, the new one?
I think it was the 2016 one where Austin was the cover athlete.
Because I've not played it since Randy Orton was on the front cover. What was that, 214, 215? No, 213 it could be.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, that's the last time.
So shout out, Matthew said shout out to when Mankind got thrown off the Hell in a Cell. That was an absolutely insane moment.
Mankind is the ultimate hardcore champion, isn't he?
Oh, dude.
He is the ultimate. The amount of stuff he put his body through. Drawing pins, barbed wire, flames.
So it was Michael Hubbard said it was WWE 13 was the one that was on the cover.
Yeah, that was the last time I played it. I think it, and then it went 2K. I've not played it since.
Yeah, like and then obviously Rip Owen Hart dying in the ring from that crazy fall that he took, and honestly that's something that not a lot of people remember.
What one? Who?
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Yeah, he hit his head off the turnbuckle, didn't he?
It was he was gonna come down from the rafters from like one of the I don't know what you would call it, like rappelling or whatever. Yeah. And my understanding is that like the thing broke, he came and fell down, and he did hit his head on the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
and that was what did him in. Zip line. There we go. Zip line.
The only Hart that's left now is Bret Hart, isn't it?
Yeah, because Jim Neidhart.
Yes, Jim died. Yeah, but then was it he had cancer as well, didn't he, Bret Hart? And he beat it, didn't he? A couple of years ago.
Yeah, he had colon cancer, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, I mean, so somebody did throw out. Where was it at? I gotta see it. So Kurt Angle, talking about Kurt Angle, man. Kurt Angle is honestly one of those, like, you think about Kurt Angle, you either love Kurt Angle or you hate him. Absolutely hated Kurt Angle.
I liked Kurt Angle, the old Kurt Angle. And now you look at the new Kurt Angle, he looks like he can't walk. He looks so stiff, and it just looks like he's always hot all the time. And but
Papa Shango. Classic.
Who?
Papa Shango.
Yeah.
So, but So, well, actually, Matthew said Jeff Hardy top 5 of all time. Don't at me, dude. I'm right there with you.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, dude. Jeff Hardy for me, he's my guy that will always be probably my like all time favorite wrestler, like in terms of like the modern guys, because just
the Swanton Bomb,
like
and the Twist of Fate.
Swanton Bomb, Twist of Fate.
That's
it. He was hardcore. I still remember him going, like doing his Swanton Bomb off of the set.
Yeah.
Onto was it? No, it wasn't Shane McMahon. It was. Does anybody remember who I'm talking? That moment. I can't remember who he did it onto. It might have been Randy Orton, but he did his Swanton Bomb from the top of the set. It was absolutely insane.
I think we had this conversation last time when we was on off air. You know, you don't get tag teams like, you know, Jeff and Matt Hardy, Edge and Christian, your Dudley Boys.
No.
There ain't no chemistry like them guys, you know. And then you had, who else did you have? You know, The Rock and Mankind, didn't you?
Oh, dude, the Rock and Sock Show.
The Rock and Sock Show, yeah. And then, you know, Undertaker and Kane.
Whisper in the wind off the steel cage, dude. Dan Jones bringing up classic moment too, which, by the way, it was Randy Orton that he did it off the top of the set from.
But like I said, remember I told you about my brother. He done a radio show with wrestling, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and he's going to Germany to watch not WWE, to watch wrestling. He goes all over the place to watch wrestling.
That's so
like, cool. Yeah, he goes everywhere. Like, and he's quite like it's like my best mate's brother. So I called him my brother because we've known each other since yay high. And he's quite lucky because his mum lives in the States as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, yeah. So like,
he could literally go all over the place.
There you go. You know, the world is his oyster to watch WWE.
So Michael Hubbard, he just said it. So I mean, get McMahon out of WWE. Honestly, I feel kind of the same way, man. Like, don't get me wrong. You can't go back to the days where you're hitting people in the head with chairs and stuff like that. Because like,
why?
Because of concussions and stuff like that. There were people that are literally like dying these days because like there's one moment that I remember specifically, and it was when Undertaker hit Hardcore Holly in the head with a chair and didn't block. Hardcore Holly didn't block it, nothing. Just straight up steel chair to the head. Exactly. You wind up with a Chris Benoit, like Michael Hubbard just said, who, you know, which is sad, but it's true. But like,
yeah,
you can't do the same things that you used to, but you can still like, and that's the thing is all you have to do is look at the NXT brand to see what can be. Like, we honestly have like NXT that does fabulous things in a 1 hour show week in, week out. And that's all you Chris Benoit. Dan, I don't know if you remember Chris Benoit or not. Chris Benoit was, I know what you're trying to do, Dan. You're just trying to be like, he doesn't really exist. He didn't really kill his family. No, we can talk about it. Like, that's the thing. But so guys, if you do have any questions,
fire away
about sports for anything. We don't have to only talk about WWE. I just thought we'd talk about it since this is right here. Which, by the way, this is real.
We had this conversation before.
I know it's real. In fact, I'll pull it down off the wall. I'm even wearing Finn Balor pants. See?
Oh my god.
But this is real. This is legit.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh. Have you worn it around the house?
Oh, dude, this is our fantasy football championship. Like, let's see if I can't get it on.
Have you run around the house in your pants with it on?
I'll take off my pants now. Take them off. But let's get it back up. There we go.
They just look so nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That cost a pretty penny. But this
my
Gold belt, that's classics.
My Globe one with the eagle, that cost me $350.
Red bearded red tube. I don't think we're gonna get that crazy. That's a good question. What's your favorite entrance song of all time for a wrestler?
Do you know what? I think my favorite wrestling intro was when The Rock changed his music and nobody knew who it was.
Are you talking about like when he went to like the Hollywood Rock?
Yeah. Yeah. Like 2003, I think it was, 2004. And it was like the city and then it was weird. And then it's kind of a slow theme as well. But then when it come out, you had Jim Ross going, "Oh my God, it's The Rock," and then he come out and
Yeah. So, I mean, people
was...
throw out Edge's song. Edge's was pretty good. So
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior did have a good one. So for me, my favorite will always be, it's because of what we talked about earlier, will be Stone Cold. Like I said, you knew in that glass hit, you were gonna get just everybody going absolutely nuts.
Yeah. I can't remember what series, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, but it was actually glass.
Yes, yeah. When he had Austin 316 and it broke. Oh, dude. American Badass Undertaker. That's another good one.
Yeah. And then they come out on his motorbike.
I love that we got a bunch of wrestling fans in here right now. That's like
bring them.
But so, guys, again, if you have any sports related questions, like any at all, be sure to throw them out there. We don't have to only talk about wrestling. We'll talk about
anything. If I know about it, I'll answer it. If I don't, I can't answer it.
Because, like, obviously, I don't know anything about cricket. Like,
I don't
certain sports I know nothing about
cricket.
Like, yeah, the absolute nostalgia of the stream, as Matthew said. Like, honestly, we're getting absolute nostalgia right now. Like, honestly, so like this is all stuff from like just my childhood. Other than this one and this one, these are two from my adulthood. But like, I just imagine liking cricket.
Cricket.
But so, let's see here. I've got any questions. So
any rugby questions or anything?
Favorite sport? Oh, that's a good one. What's your favorite sports video game of all time? All right, so I got mine right off the top of my head. So N64 NFL Blitz 2000.
Actually, I'm going to go with WWF SmackDown.
SmackDown. Oh, that that was a good one. WWE Here Comes the Pain. That's a good one.
Just bring it.
We've got FIFA 12, FIFA 13. FIFA 13 was a good one if I remember correctly.
And what other one? It was called Premier League All Stars. That was another good one.
I don't think we ever had that one here.
Really? It was a PlayStation 1 game.
Ooh, SmackDown versus Raw. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. That was that. Now that you mentioned that one, like the SmackDown versus Raw game, because you had all the weapons, you had all of like you had the old school stuff with like, and not that it's needed, like
and Attitude, WWF Attitude.
Ooh, that was a good one too.
Because I remember you used to get blood on it.
Yes.
Like, and I'll never forget. I used to play it with my stepbrother, and he was like, "Oh my God, you're bleeding!
Well, you can still bleed in the new games.
Can you?
Yeah. WWE Day of Reckoning on GameCube. That was a pretty, like, honestly, it's funny because sports video games would, like, when you think of favorite sports games, they typically are going to be like fighting games more than anything.
Yeah. I'm not. I bought Madden, NFL. I bought NFL last year, and
man,
they're just too much, man. There's too much. You have to be an octopus to play it.
Yeah. No, I can't do the new Madden games, man. Like they're not good. They really aren't. Like you can just turn the settings on for blood. Yeah, so exactly, Dan. Yeah, all you have to do is turn the settings on for blood for the
really?
games. Yeah.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that because like I've not played a WWF game since 2013, and then I didn't know you could get blood.
yeah,
Like,
and yeah, but just talk about Madden. Like honestly, I haven't liked the Madden games for a long time. Like it's been 3 or 4 years. It's honestly probably been since Madden 25.
you know what though? They're fantastic graphics. Don't get me wrong. Like, and it's smooth. It's smooth gameplay, but it's just too many buttons, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Well, here's my problem: is that they've done, and it's the same thing that's going on with FIFA. Is that they've edited the game to the point where it's like my wife, my wife's in the chat right now. So, hi, hey babe, good to see you in here. Love you. Um, but yeah, it's she asked if I want Wetzel's pretzels.
Mm.
Yes, I do want Wetzel's pretzels, cinnamon sugar. Please. Sounds delicious. So yeah, guys, funny. So it's we actually did find out something kind of sad. One of my wife's aunts, her husband just went to the hospital. He's apparently got some clots in his legs, and I thought I heard in his lungs as well. So things aren't looking too great for him, but there's optimism.
You got
So
to stay optimistic,
yeah,
and you got to stay positive.
so
Stay
yeah,
positive.
if you guys could all say your prayers for him and everything like that, that'd be great.
Definitely,
Um,
definitely.
it is. You never want anybody to be sick
No.
or anything like that. So, but yeah, it's funny that she manages to catch in here during this chat. I love this chat. So, guys, you know what? Let's actually mix it up. Let's go from video games. Let's talk about something that I think isn't talked about enough right now.
What?
The fact that we are reaching the days with international football where I think players care more about playing for their international team than they do playing for their own team.
Yeah. But are you saying that? Did you watch the England American game last night?
Yes, I did. Every minute of it.
And are you saying because Lingard scored 2 crackers? Like,
well, so Lingard scored that great goal, but it goes beyond just Lingard. It's Lingard, it's Rashford, it's Lukaku, it's Pogba, it's literally everybody. And I don't know if it's just Manchester United.
Lukaku didn't even get in the squad yesterday for Belgium.
But I'm talking about you go back to the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
Like he had a phenomenal World Cup.
Yeah, I think he knows. I think players really like to play for their national teams at the moment because they know that they can play better, under a certain someone, else, like Southgate, Southgate obviously knows how to utilise Rashford, utilise Lingard, how Martinez knows how to bring out the best in Lukaku, you know, and he does. It's fast football. Lukaku likes fast football.
And funny enough, we've talked about it before. When he gets going,
you can't stop him.
Yeah, he's the fastest guy out there.
And let's face it, Belgium's centre mids are better than ours, minus Pogba. You got Axel, you got Witsel, you got who else you got in the middle? I know Dries Mertens plays in the middle sometimes in the wing. They're just Belgium are an up and coming squad, and I think they could win the Euros.
No, definitely. And we've got a couple people giving their opinion on it, so it's
bring it.
And maybe because of the Nations Leagues, which that's possible. You got United. Matthew brings up a good point, especially with United players, is that United players need a release, and they see international football to do such.
Yeah, you got to be quiet when you're in your club. Well, especially for it's funny how it always comes down to being Man United, doesn't it? Like everything narrows down to Man United. Maybe because we support them, we always focus on Man United.
Yeah.
But when you play club football, you've got to be quiet, especially with who we've got as manager now. But when they play international, it's kind of a relief, isn't it? They can have a laugh and a joke. And Southgate seems that kind of manager that, he seems approachable. He seems he's up for having a laugh, and he seems. I think who was it? Who come off? I think it was that Callum.
Oh, Callum Wilson.
Yeah, Callum Wilson come off yesterday and give him a hug. And there seems a decent amount of unity in the England squad now, which is nice to see. Nobody's bigger than anyone else.
Well, to talk about Manchester United a little bit more for a second. So now
why do we do this?
I'm a team. Obviously, I'm a Team USA supporter.
Yeah,
it's where I'm from. I'm gonna support my national team.
Yeah.
Right now, there's rumors that David Moyes might be our next head coach for Team USA. I can't, I'm gonna go basic white girl on this one. I literally can't even, if David Moyes is my next head coach for Team USA, I might just not even watch for a while.
That's what I've done when he come to Man United. I didn't even get the shirt for that year.
Imagine Moyes coaching Pulisic. Yeah, no, please, no, thank you, no. And Michael said Moyes might do well for the USA. Daniel change nationalities. I don't think it's that easy.
Can you do your British accent?
I mean, I don't got a bad British accent. I can do it a bit, but I'm not poor,
I'm not really poor, mate.
But at the same time, I like to be American. We got actual freedom over here. Can you smell the freedom right now, guys? Could you smell it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Stop it. So, I mean, I honestly, guys, to think about David Moyes being the next manager for Team USA.
How do you feel about that?
So here's the thing: because he's failed at the club level, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to fail at the national team level, because there's less that goes into national management.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Mark,
how many?
Mark, I actually have about 8 different firearms, and none of them have ever shot anyone. So,
who knows?
I own a lot of guns. I do.
Could be the first.
I'll keep my right to be able to defend myself too. That's a pretty good one. Somebody breaks into my house in the middle of the night, and I prefer to be able to save my family and my wife and everything. But
yeah.
So I mean, somebody actually brought up a good point. So Southgate could get exposed in the club management. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, that's something that we talk about with Mourinho. I actually think Mourinho might benefit from going to manage at more of a national team level.
Yeah,
because I think that he's kind of.
Me personally, I think he will go after Man United. I think he will have time out, and then I think he will take Beto's job at Portugal.
I mean, I can see it.
And I really do believe that if he becomes Portugal manager, and everyone else knows that I follow Portugal internationals, and if he does become Portugal manager, I will still back him then. I will back him for that. Because Portugal have got a fantastic squad, fantastic youth squad. And I think he will thrive under the international limelight.
Yeah, I do too. So Mark Curtis, I know you're joking, man. I like to throw it out there that we do have all the freedoms to do whatever we want here. We're the only place that really does have true freedom and freedom of speech, freedom to basically do whatever we want. Just can't, break the law. So it was. So people are throwing out where Mourinho could go next. I mean, Portugal, LA Galaxy, Porto, PSG. I mean, I don't think that PSG would ever take him though. At this point.
I think PSG are more likely to take De Gea than
yeah,
Mourinho.
I agree. And which honestly, I don't want to see De Gea go anywhere, man. That'll make me so sad.
But like we said, if he goes, you know, he has my blessing. But you've got to have a game plan for him leaving. You've got to have a plan in position because you can't have Romero as number one. You know, you've got to have. You know, I know Oblak's not happy with Atletico Madrid at the moment because he's not had a contract renewal or nobody's talking to him about a new contract. So I would really put £100 million in bomb straight away for Oblak. I really would because you can't mess around with your keeper. You got to start from the keeper, work upwards. You know,
Matthew McFadden's still all in on the Lee Grant train. All in Lee Grant, greatest keeper of all time.
Who's he?
Greatest keeper of all time. Come on, Craig. Greatest keeper of all time.
I'm leaving.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta go.
Got to catch that Lee Grant train.
I mean, in fairness, Matthew said if De Gea did leave, he'd be thanked like a god. I mean, and honestly, he should be. He should. He has been the only reason why we have had any form of success.
Yeah.
For the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He has saved our butts time and again.
Would you say for the last time we won the league with Van Persie, would you say that was De Gea's being or Van Persie's?
Ooh.
Question.
I'm going to go with Van Persie.
My man.
I think RVP did so much. Because here's the thing. I didn't really get to watch a lot of that season. I only got to watch very little bits of it. But
I think
like
we got De Gea, and I think he was still fresh. I think he was still learning the Premier League. Being a keeper, you've really got to learn the Premier League, ain't you? You know, the pace. You know, it's one of the fastest moving leagues in the world. You know, so being a keeper, you just got to learn it, and I think he's learned it now for the last 3 years. 3 years, I'd say De Gea has become that elite keeper.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I think that it was Matthew and I that were talking about it, but I mean, we talked about the fact that De Gea literally is, in terms of who the club would be, is literally irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. And funny enough, Michael Hubbard said when he said for RVP versus De Gea for that season, he said both, like with a question, because like both of them did do fantastic things in that season.
Yeah. But then a lot of people would beg to differ and say goalkeepers don't score your goals. But then others will say, but they keep you clean sheets.
Yeah.
Strikers score your goals. You know, but come on, we had the best striker in the world at that time and the best keeper. I wouldn't say he was the best keeper that season we won the title.
Was it the 2014 World Cup where he had that Flying Dutchman header?
Yeah.
Like, you really do think about RVP, man, and like RVP in that season was probably on the level of Van Nistelrooy. Like,
it was the best. I got him on the back of my shirt the day he come.
I don't blame you.
I went into the shop and someone was like, "Oh, is he signed?" I was like, "No, I'm just getting on the back of my shirt for nothing."
No reason.
No reason. It's still at Arsenal.
Matthew McFadden, he said De Gea versus Arsenal last season will go down in history as one of the greatest keeper performances ever. Yeah.
I think was it Alexis Sanchez could have had the couple if it weren't for De Gea, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah. So actually, here's a great question from Tango Gaming. So he said, should Martial not sign a new contract? Who would you like to see replace him? Bring Memphis back? Try and maybe bring in someone younger like Sancho? So, I mean, should Martial not sign a new contract? What should we do?
People could say turn to youth. People could say sign your boy. Sign your guy. You know,
he is. So in fairness, he's more of a 10 or right winger, but
yeah,
he could easily play on the left.
I would personally go for Depay again.
That's fair. I mean, here's the thing. I don't trust Depay. And because he's been a big fish in a small pond, I feel like it almost suits him to be a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Because
And-
like he's doing great things from, and don't get me wrong, he's kind of regained that form from when he was
at PSV.
yeah, from when he was at PSV.
Yeah.
Like he's regained that form. So I feel like him being the big fish in a small pond suits him better than if he was to come to a Manchester United.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is. I've seen a couple of things. Like, he's got a very big ego. Like,
He does.
a very big ego. And he scored them 2 goals. And you could see, I don't know, like his body language, his facial expressions, that it was just like, yeah, hi, yeah, you know, high fiving everyone, like, but it was like, yeah, cheers.
I should be doing
thanks. Like, yeah, this is, you know, everyone else should be doing this as well, you know.
Well, so Tango brings up a good point too. He said you could easily play Rashford down the left and play Pulisic on the right. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
but it has been done with him down the right, isn't it? You know, and he has played down the right a couple of times, Rashford.
I think he's saying if we were to bring in Pulisic,
yeah,
play Pulisic on the right and then Rashford on the left.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Rashford on the left. It has been done a couple of times, hasn't it?
It has.
And we've not had good feedback off that, you know. And that's why Jose's turned around and said sometimes, you know, you got what you wanted. It doesn't work. That's why I'm the manager, you know. Well, things like this doesn't happen. Doesn't. You know, there's a lot of buts and ifs, and Sancho's another one. You know, but I think he's on that perfect footstep now at that club. You know, he's a great player at a great club, the second biggest club in Germany. You know, and he's scoring goals as well. You know, which is great. But then once again, I think I said to you, would you take another player from Dortmund with the history that we've got from Dortmund?
Oh, absolutely. All day long. And here's the reason why. It's been 2 players.
Yeah.
2 players. Like, you're going to get bad luck. And ultimately, so like, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that if Mickey had been brought in under somebody more like a Pep Guardiola or somebody like a Jurgen Klopp, somebody like even Pochettino, I honestly believe he would be succeeding at Manchester United.
Yeah.
If he was brought in a system.
I'll give you that. You know,
because at the end of the day, you look at what he did for Dortmund, and it was just another level, like next level.
What was he? He was Armenian Player of the Year.
He was Armenian Player,
which is not hard because he's the only player.
Like you could go down the list of all the things that he won in 1 year, and even when you look at what he did in the European nights in that first season, he was.
I think he got like 7 assists, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he had like 4 or 5 assists.
Yeah,
like Mickey is somebody that I feel like could have had a better career at Manchester United if been under a different manager.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him, man, because even when he scored that beautiful goal for Arsenal against Wolves, didn't he? Like,
yeah,
and like I still go on, boy, and I still look at him and I'm like, I wish you really made it at Man United. I really do, you know, because at this moment of time, I think I'd have him over Sanchez again.
So, actually, I have an interesting question for you because we kind of had a debate about 6 months back on the United stand talking about what would be the squad Sir Alex Ferguson would be playing with this current Manchester United squad. Where would the players be playing? So, if because obviously I think we all think Marcus Rashford would probably be playing under Sir Alex Ferguson. Do you think Romelu Lukaku would have been bought?
No.
Having Marcus Rashford? No. Do you think Marcus Rashford would be our...
Marcus Rashford would be number 10 or 9. He would be. You know, Alex Ferguson believed in youth. You know, look what he done. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do. And
So,
if Ferguson was still there, Pogba wouldn't be there. In my eyes, I don't think Pogba would be there.
well, but here's the thing: do you
unless they had a proper sit down and Fergie had gone, look, I'm sorry, I didn't play you in that game, but I just didn't feel that you could play that game. You will play now.
I do wonder if Pogba was more of an Ed Woodward signing, or if he was more of a Mourinho signing.
I reckon it was a Ed Woodward signing.
Because and here's the thing, Paul Pogba, we all know it, has the potential to be the best player in the world. I cannot think of many midfielders that are his size and can do what he does on and off the ball. I can't think of very many.
I can't think of one.
And so if you were to give him the freedom to do what he did at Juventus, I see no reason why, if under Sir Alex, he wouldn't have gotten. If Sir Alex was still here, and here's the thing: if everybody asked if you had your dream manager, who would it be? If my dream would be rewind the clock 10 years and Sir Alex Ferguson's biological clock, bring him back 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Be able to give him 10 more years, 10 years younger, and just let him do what he because here's the thing. We've given managers money since Sir Alex Ferguson has left.
Yeah.
Loads of money.
We have
spent almost $1 billion.
Spunked it up the wall.
And my dream would be to have Sir Alex Ferguson back 10 years ago.
It'd either be him or Pep.
I mean, you would take. Well, let me ask you this: who do you think would win in a one-off between Sir Alex Ferguson and Pep?
I reckon it'd be a draw.
Draw? So I will never pick against Sir Alex Ferguson. I believe Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager of all time.
Oh, he is. He is by far the greatest. But you cannot take away what Pep Guardiola is doing now. You cannot take that away from him. He went to Man City with a portfolio, said, "This is what I want to happen, and I will only come here if it gets done." And the board have been perfect with him and got him what he wants. But you can't say that they've kept all the players, because they got rid of a lot of players and they've brought a lot of players, haven't they? And I take my hat off to Pep Guardiola, only him, not Man City, because I believe if Man United had gone for Pep Guardiola, he would be with us. He could come to us. I reckon that. I reckon he could have come. Would we be in this situation now if Pep Guardiola was our manager?
Well, let me ask you this, though. Do you honestly believe Pep Guardiola would have come here? Because of the fact that we also don't spend like Manchester City do. There's a reason why Manchester City are in trouble, and it's because they literally just throw money at the problem.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you become an elite spender, isn't it?
Literally, I think any manager could have gone to Manchester City and been successful.
Yeah. But it's hard. It's all at this moment of time. It's all buts and ifs, and at the moment, it's Pep Guardiola's smashing it, isn't he?
He is. No, don't get me wrong. He is doing wonderful things with that squad.
Yeah. But then, should we be all sticking with Jose and saying, give Jose a chance because it's the board that's not giving him what he wants?
But here's the thing. I don't think it's, and this is where my debate comes in with not having Mourinho here.
Yeah.
We have a history at Manchester United of doing things a certain way. We don't need to go out and we don't need to. And here's the thing. We've spent money on a combination of youth and big name players.
And aged players.
Yeah. We should be using a combination of our youth
Yeah.
and our veteran players, which is what Manchester United has historically done, but we're not doing that under Mourinho.
No.
Yes, we've continued the trend of always playing one academy player in a game.
That's Scott McTominay.
But yeah, it could be Scott McTominay. It could.
That's
in
it.
reality, it's Paul Pogba. You could say
Yeah.
Paul Pogba because he's an academy player.
Jesse Lingard,
Jesse Lingard,
Marcus Rashford.
yeah. Like
But
you look at the list, and it's like,
like now they're first team players. Now we've got to start introducing your Chongs, your Greenwood, your Angel, your Angel or whatever, Angel Gomez. You've got to start integrating them. 1 or 2 games, a half a game here and there, or 20 minutes here and there. But it's not happening. A lot of people wanted Chong to come on against Juventus at home.
yeah. Shout out to Matthew, who can't escape McTominay either in his pro team or his national team, since Matthew is Scottish. So feel bad for you. Sorry.
Hey, at least you got Darren Fletcher.
Tango Gaming with even Moyes could have succeeded at Manchester City. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I literally think you could throw...
Could you imagine Fellaini at Man City? Woof.
Oh, dude, no. That Fellaini would never, ever, ever make it in Manchester.
You know what? Is Fellaini really that bad?
Yeah, and Michael Hubbard, he just said it frustrates me how many people sit on the fence and drift with the wind with Jose. Like, I think he's talking about the people that like literally go back and forth from Mourinho into Mourinho out, Mourinho out.
Who said that? Who was that? Who said that?
Michael Hubbard.
Michael, I was Jose out from Tottenham.
No,
and
ever since then, a lot less than I have.
And ever since then, I've been Jose out. That was my concrete. That was no. I'm gone. I'm Jose out.
So here's when I became Mourinho out. And this, I think we'll kind of wrap it up here. We've gone on about 61 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll start slowly wrapping it up. But I became Mourinho out last year when the Draughty Devil put out a dream Manchester United 11 for him. And it included players like Christian Pulisic. It had Anthony Martial in the squad when Martial really wasn't getting game time.
When was that pre-season?
No. This was in January or February. Draughty put out his dream lineup. It like I said, it included players like Pulisic. It included, I think, Mathis de Ligt. I think it included playing Luke Shaw. This all goes back to last season. It included Luke Shaw, and there was a young right back that was in there too, as well as there was a young midfielder. It was
Mitchell
Savage. It was Milinkovic Savage, but I looked at that team that he put out there, and it included like Marcus Rashford playing as the lead striker, Martial on the left, and I was like, and Pulisic on the right. I was like, this would never happen with Mourinho as manager.
Yeah.
Never. And this is something that I look at, and I was like, this is what Sir Alex Ferguson would have done. This is something that a historic Manchester United manager would have done. Yeah. And it was that changed me over to being Mourinho out. It wasn't a game. It wasn't anything like that. It was the realization that Mourinho doesn't live up to what should be Manchester United.
What I loved about Alex Ferguson was him and David Gill had a relationship, had a brilliant relationship, working and off the field relationship. Fergie would give David Gill the names that he wanted, and he would get them.
Yeah,
he would get them. He got him the Verons. He got him. I think he got him loads of players. Van Nistelrooy.
Oh, you could go down the list.
Yeah, you could go right down. He got him the Vidic. He got him the Everers. He got him Ferdinand. He got everyone.
Ronaldo.
Everyone. And they had a beautiful relationship. And they're still friends now. Jose and Ed Woodward, they don't have that.
Yeah.
And Dave and Ed Woodward has got it in his head that that's his club, that's his money, which is not his money. It's not his money, is it? And that's where the conflict's happening, and I think that's where it's going wrong because there's such a conflict, nothing's getting sorted. No players are getting brought that Jose really wants. He's got his list. He's got his list. And that's where the conflict is. Jose will be like, well, I don't like that guy. Yeah, but I don't like that guy.
And so I think that Mourinho has been given a combination of his signings and club signings.
Yeah.
Because you do have to believe that Zlatan Ibrahimovic was a
Jose signing.
Jose guy.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I believe that Eric Bailly was likely a Jose guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that. I think the defender would be, which, by the way, real quick, I'm going to interrupt myself here because we got people throwing out some really funny things here, like Obertan, Bebe, Klebertson, Jemba.
He don't even like Jemba.
Like, sorry, guys. My wifey just got home.
She got a pretzel.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh. Cinnamon pretzels.
Yeah, is that nice?
Oh, it's delicious.
Ah.
But, yeah, I mean, it is funny to read some of these names. Like,
Who else we got? Tayibi. Barthez. But then you got some good ones. Gabriel Heinze.
We have a good combination of really great signings and really terrible signings.
Come on, get the terrible ones up. I want to hear them.
Well, actually, let's we got asked a question. Matthew and I got asked a question on our Manchester United roundup we did about Mourinho's signings. Who do you think was the best signing under the Mourinho era, and who do you think was the worst signing under the Mourinho era?
I would say Ibrahimovic.
Best signing?
Yeah. The worst? I got two there. I got two.
Matic?
No, because I thought Matic had a good season last year. But he just deteriorated the last couple of games of last year. I would say, I might get slated, I don't care. Lindelof and Mkhitaryan.
You know what? And that's your opinion. That's fair. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's the end of the day. So I think his best signing still has been Paul Pogba, because Paul Pogba has been at the club and done great things when he's been given the freedom to do so. And then I do think that his worst signing has been Matic, because I only look at Matic from last year. I think he had like 10 good games last year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jose still thinks he's a workhorse that's 21-year-old, doesn't he? You know. But we had this conversation before. We know who we want in the middle of the park, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we know exactly who
I hope that guy comes. I really hope that guy comes.
Well, so Michael Hubbard said at the moment it looks like Bay is the worst signing, because Bay isn't even getting in the squad. Which I get what he's saying, but like,
yeah, but you can't say that. You can't say he's the worst signing, because he was the best centre back joint with Rojo last year, and like them two were solid. Like, nice pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, them two were like the best signings, like the best pair of defenders. I think they got more clean sheets last year, didn't they, than the pairing this year.
So he brings up a good point about Bailly being injury prone. I mean, that's not his fault though. That's not Bailly's fault. And ultimately, we look at Bailly in his first season at Manchester United.
Phenomenal.
He looked like he was going to be the greatest center back that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Shout out to Mrs. Southwick providing Andrew with the snacks on stream. Yeah. Thanks, wifey. So, guys, I think we're about 70 minutes in, so I think we're kind of reaching a point to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We actually had a pretty fun conversation. We went a lot of different places with this.
Yeah, we've been everywhere.
We literally have been everywhere. We talk about everything to WWE, old school WWE, to Manchester United. We talked about the NFL. Yeah, we talked about
Get some rugby in there next time.
Well, real quick, I'll let you talk about that. So, guys, if you don't follow Craig on Twitter, number one, description, his ads in the description. But, guys, Craig is going back and playing rugby again.
Yeah. I went down there last night to have a chat. Went to go and see training, and a couple of lads didn't recognise me. Went down there. A couple of lads were like, so the rumours are true. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, your name's been mentioned a couple of times. And I spoke to the manager. There's about 3 guys now that's involved with the training. And they're like, yeah, what can I help you for? I was like, yeah, I'm here to come back. And he was like, where can you play? I was like, tight head and loose head. If people don't know that's watching, that's the lads in the scrum, the first 3. You've got the left and the right, and the guy in the middle. I can play each side. So I'm quite versatile. And they were like, music to my ears. When do you want to sign up? I was like, I'll sign up now, but I ain't got my kit or nothing. He was like, yeah, that's fine. We just get you training for 3 weeks, get your fitness up, get you kitted up, and hopefully we go from there. They was like, and then I said goodbye, and then I've had emails. I've had people messaging me saying, are you coming for next week? I was like, no, I can't. It was like, but the week after that, it's our local derby.
Ooh.
Yeah, straight into the deep end.
Straight into the derby, yeah.
Yeah, straight into the derby.
So now I don't know much about like how club rugby works.
You've got union, and then you've got league. League is a lot faster. You get it's like as soon as you get down to the floor, you have to pass the ball back. With rugby union, you can ruck down, and then you have to put the ball back. You get scrums. It's a lot more harder and physical, but then rugby league is a lot more faster. And rugby league is a lot more NFL. Like you have phases. Like you have to go past that phase, then that phase, and if you don't go past that, then possession gets spun around.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we play rugby union, which is like Rugby World Cup 2003 when we won it.
Okay.
That kind of rugby, you know.
Well, Michael Hubbard just said a union is more physical, if you're right? Which, from what you're describing, it sounds like union is more physical.
Oh, it's a beautiful sport. Hard game played by gentlemen.
So
you've got, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. No, sir. You have to call the ref, sir. And I'm really looking forward to going back. And I looked at the field when I was out there yesterday. I was like, I'm the oldest guy here. Like,
sounds like they need a veteran then.
But then, like, the old boys come on 20 minutes later, and I was like, I'm not the oldest here. But yeah, I'm gonna add the team on Twitter and hopefully get pictures put up and videos put up of the games. And
hell yeah, man!
So yeah, there's a couple of.
Hopefully, the Derby, the Tango Gaming says, hopefully the Derby turns out a lot more successful than the Manchester one.
It's always brutal. And I mean brutal. I played a couple, like before I gave it up, I played, and there was fists thrown, everything. Yeah, gum shields out the mouth, blood, everything. And
nice.
And I love all that. I love it. You know. But yeah, wish me luck, and I'll keep everyone posted. Whoever's on my Twitter and whoever's on here, I'll keep it posted. And yourself, I'll
dude, you know me. I'll shout out everything you got if you want it. Like,
I'll
going back to playing professional rugby. It's
hard, and it's very hard, and it's intense. 2 hours training, like on the Thursday, but on the Tuesday it's all gym work. I didn't know that. Like, there's no rugby involved on Tuesdays. It's just gym work. So I was like, sweet, right up my street. Like, so yeah, but yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I know I can't wait. So Tango Gaming asked, what team is it?
Dunstablians. Look it up. It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. It's they got 3 teams. They're you've got the third team, which is like old guys, veterans. Then you've got 2s, where the lads they're good, but they're not that good. Like, they don't train all the time. Then you've got the 1s, which they play every week. They go to the whiteboard meetings. They go to everything, you know, shirt, tie, trousers at the end of the game. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing, I think.
Awesome.
Straight in the deep end.
And so apparently Tango's, he was asking he's also want to ask what team is. He said he's got a friend from there.
Has he?
Travel. So that's pretty cool. So,
yeah.
Well, guys,
wicked.
We'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up. I'll give you one last. Adam Cole, baby! Honestly, guys, this was such a fun stream. Super, super chill. And I think we're going to do more.
Yeah, man. We'll do more.
Because
we'll do more.
Like we'll get more guests on. Maybe next time we'll have a couple of guests on, and we can have Craig and maybe Matthew, and maybe we'll get one more person on there.
I'd love to get Matthew. Like, I think we only met same as you and me at the United game. You know, it'd be good to get us acquainted again.
Get a proper chat going, man.
Yeah, man.
It's honestly so fun, and I look forward to doing more of these because I feel like this is kind of what's let people know, like, hey, we're real people. We're just talking about whatever's going on.
You know, yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about.
So, anyways, guys, but thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to follow Craig on Twitter. Description, look at it, follow him. He's awesome. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this wasn't exactly the most popular of streams. We didn't have like 30 people watching like we had on some. We had like up to 10 watching at one point. You know,
I'm fine with that.
Just for talking till stream, had a lot of fun, man. So, But love you guys. God bless you guys, and just thank you so much. And guys, have a good night, good afternoon, good day, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Keep doing you. Because you guys are awesome. AFAF, I'm sorry you caught in like literally right at the end, but be sure to come back and watch it because honestly, this was a really fun stream, guys. I had a lot of fun. But we'll catch you guys tomorrow. I don't remember exactly what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. We're just gonna talk about something. We may even just do another one of these. Bring on
anything.
Exactly. So sorry, AFAF. Yeah, it's over, bro. But honestly, go back and catch up on it because this was a fun stream. Really was. So. Catch you guys later. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Take care, people.